So a few weeks ago, I did a video showing how to remotely access your Raspberry Pi from a browser. But what if you just want to access a couple of the folders so you can upload files or retrieve files? Well, it's actually pretty easy if you use a little Samba. No, no, we're not using that type of Samba. And trust me, you do not want to see me dance. No, the type of Samba we're going to be using is a software utility that allows Linux-based computers like the Raspberry Pi OS to share files, folders, and printers with Windows and Mac. Now, Samba, S-A-M-B-A, is the software utility, and that is different from SMB, which stands for Server Message Block, which is just the protocol that allows the transfer of files and folders and sharing of printers over a network. And with that out of the way, let's install Samba, configure our share folder, and then test things out on our Mac.
So first we'll want to update our Raspberry Pi OS. So we'll do a sudo apt get update. Now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and install Samba. Now, I've already installed and enabled Samba, so I'm going to show you the commands, but I won't actually execute them. So to install Samba, we'll do a sudo apt install samba samba-common-bin-y. Now you'll notice that I have Samba in here twice, and that's intentional. So the first Samba is actually installing the Samba program, and then the second samba-common-bin is actually utilities that we need and dependencies that we're going to use. So this will install everything we need, and so you'll want to go ahead and hit enter, and then it usually takes about 5 minutes, so you might as well go make yourself a pot of coffee. Next, we're going to enable and start Samba by typing in sudo scm enable, and then space, and then --now sm B as in boy, D as David, and then you'll want to hit enter. Next, we need to tell the Raspberry Pi which folder we want to share on our network. Let's say, for instance, we want to share our home directory, which is on our Raspberry Pi. So to configure this share, we want to edit the smbd.conf file. So to configure the share, we're first going to navigate to the directory that the file is in. So we'll do a cd/etc samba, and then ls, and we're looking for smbconf. But before we do anything, I want to make a backup of that just in case we want to revert later. So to create a backup, what we're going to do is cp, which stands for copy, and then smbd.conf, and then we'll type in the new name, which is smbd.conf1, and this is going to be the backup name. Now we'll do ls. So here is the one that we're going to edit, and here is the backup that we made. So now we're going to go ahead and edit the file. So we'll do a sudo nano smbd.conf, hit enter. And this is the default file that is used. So we're going to go all the way down to the bottom. And down here, I already have one that I made for another directory. So we're going to go ahead and create a third one. And so we'll start with the share name, which is going to be smackey share, smacky share. And this is going to be the name that we're going to use to identify it on the network. So it's not going to be the directory it's in, it's going to be the actual share name. And we'll see that when we do our testing a little bit later. And then the next line, we want to tell it which path we're going to use. And we're going to give us a little bit more room here. So we're going to identify the path by saying path equals, and then home/smacky public. You'll want to be sure that you replace the instances of smacky as well as your share name with your username and the share name that you want for your folder. Okay, and then the next one is going to be, we want to make it browsable. So we'll say browsable equals yes. And you want to make sure that you're observing these spaces in here, otherwise it won't work. And then we want to make it writable and say yes. And then we'll say force create mode equals 0666, which indeed is the number of the beast, but it actually grants full read and write permissions for all of the files. And then we'll do a force directory mode equals 0777, and this will grant the permissions to execute any file within the folder. And then we're going to force our user, which is Mackie. So we're going to go ahead and click on Control X, and we'll say yes. Now we're going to create a different password for the user Smacky, just to make things a little bit more secure. And to do that, we're going to type in sudo smbd -a as Apple, and then the username. And then it's going to ask us for a new Samba password. So I've already set one up, so I'm not going to do it right now, but you hit enter and it's going to ask you for a password to set for that specific user. And then when you're accessing the folder on the network, you're going to utilize that new password. So now we're going to restart Samba server, and then we're going to check its status. And we'll do a sudo systemctl restart sm b as boy, d as David. Okay, and then we're going to do a status check and make sure that it is active running. That means that's a good thing.
Now let's make sure that we can see the directory on our network through our Mac.
So first we're going to go to network, and here we have RPI5, which is my Raspberry Pi that I already shared before. And we're going to click on enter. We're going to double click on it, and here is my other two folders that I had shared previously. Here is the Smacky share that we made before. Let's make that a little bigger. And we'll double click. And I have actually a folder in here for all of my YouTube thumbnails that I've made. But I can come in here and I can rename them. I can take other files from my Mac, copy, and put them on my shared folder here with no problem.
And that's it. Now we can access the shared folder on our Raspberry Pi from any other computer on our network with the user that we specified. If you get stuck anywhere, or maybe want to create other users to access the shared folder, please consider visiting my Patreon and signing up for one of my member support packages. And please make sure you are subscribed to Mackie Tech if you find my video tutorials helpful, and please remember to like this video. Lastly, before you go, check out my other Raspberry Pi videos up in the corners here. One is for beginners and the other is for turning your Raspberry Pi into a NAS. With that, we'll be seeing you all in the next video very soon. Thanks again for watching.